Greetings, WHAP Warriors. Brad Anderson here. Today we have Writing Workshop Wednesday, and hopefully this is our last asynchronous Wednesday or virtual Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. But today, the task at hand is to write a long essay question. By now, we should be fairly proficient. The long essay question is perhaps my favorite. You don't have to look at a ton of documents. You can go right into writing once you look at the question. However, the caveat is that you have to know your history. This is where the deep well of historical knowledge comes in handy. Knowledge of the terms, knowledge of your concepts, knowledge of the time periods is very important to write a successful long essay question response. But assuming that you have done your work, you've paid attention, you participated, you've done the readings, you should succeed on a long essay question when you take your knowledge and you add in the fact that you have a formula for success, and that writing a long essay question is also a tool that you can take with you into other classes and into college and beyond. It's a structure and a format that I think is very effective when trying to answer a question and you're trying to support it with evidence. So let's take a look at today's long essay question writing workshop. The long essay question that we're going to be going with, and I'm not going to go as in depth as before because by now this is your third or fourth long essay question this year, and so by now this should be a bit of a habit developing, or at least an understanding. In the years 1850 to 1914, Qing China, the Ottoman Empire, and Japan would undergo major transformations as a consequence of experiences with Western imperialism. And here is your question to which you will respond. Evaluate the extent to which two of the following countries experienced Western imperialism, how they responded to it, and how it ultimately changed them. So you will choose either China, the Ottoman Empire, or Japan. Two of those, and then you will evaluate to the extent to which they were affected by Western imperialism. Now, obviously you can go in a couple different directions here. You could choose China and the Ottoman Empire, and I'm going to give you a hint here. You can compare the two and the attempts at modernization and how they are affected by Western imperialism. Or you could choose either China or the Ottoman Empire on one side and then contrast it with Japan's experience of the miracle of modernization that it undergoes under the Meiji Restoration. So really you can go in a couple of different directions here, but it's a pretty simple route once you do decide which two countries you would like to choose. Okay, so let's go over the formula for success. First of all, contextualize. Situate this essay within the broader historical context. I'm going to give you a hint. Use the learning goal that we go over every single day, where most of you glaze over, but the learning goal is students should understand and be able to explain, or students will understand and be able to explain the Atlantic revolutions, industrialization, imperialism, and the collision of empires. Now, you can go a little bit more specific, and you could say, I'm kind of giving it away here, during this time period, there were Atlantic revolutions in the United States, in France, in Haiti, in Latin America, whereby they were trying to advance the Enlightenment ideals. And there was rapid industrialization, advancements in communication, technology, and transportation, and rapid urbanization. And then there was imperialism, like the scramble for Africa, or the British imperial efforts in India and in places like New Zealand and Australia. So there you go. I mean, stop the video now, go back and kind of pick through that and use that as context for this essay. Now, the thesis, reading through your DBQs, and there's just one or two classes that need to get back their DBQs because it's been weird with hybrid and running out of time at the end of class, but most of you have your DBQs back, and most of you did a very good job with your thesis. And you need to stick to the format. Although X, AB, therefore Y. Although X is a counter argument. AB is your first body paragraph and a subsequently topic sentence. first body paragraph topic sentence. And then B is your second body paragraph topic sentence. And then you use 3 pieces of evidence to support that topic sentence. All right. And then Y, of course, is your defensible claim. Now, your 3 pieces of evidence, that's where you go to your terms. That's where you go to data and numbers. And so that's what I'm going to be looking at this time around. I'm going to be looking at, do you have evidence? Specific historical evidence. This is where the knowledge of your historical terms and the deep well of knowledge comes in handy. And it says, use specific historical terms, and I know it cuts it off, to corroborate, qualify, or modify an argument that addresses the prompt. This is critical, folks, and we need to really get to a place where you feel confident explaining these historical events. I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. So there's your prompt. You need to get to work today. If you look, I have a form. So if you go to the Google Classroom, I have an LEQ blank form. I know not all of you have a printer at home, so I apologize. Normally I would give this to you in person, but I'm asking that you, if you can, print it out. If you can't, I'll try to figure out a way to get it to you, but this is a digital copy. I do not want you to print or to type your essays. Do not type your essays. We are going into a handwritten exam, and everything we do from here on out, unless it's like an exit ticket or something, will be handwritten. Will be handwritten. So write legibly, write in a way that properly explains your response. So if you can, print this off. If not, now on blank line sheet of paper is acceptable, but I would prefer this. If you write on a blank line sheet of paper, and I haven't been a stickler on this because of the circumstances, you must write with black ink. All right? You must make sure you don't have the frillies on the side of the paper. I don't want those little frillies, those little nasty pieces of paper that I got to cut off. All right? You need to write legibly. If you hand in a paper that's written in pink or purple or red or what have you, I'm not going to accept it. Okay? We're in the big leagues now. We're ramping up, so make sure that you follow through properly with that directive. All right? So print that off. Now, I'm going to end it there, and I will do the review on a separate YouTube clip that you can find in this Google Classroom post. So good luck on the LEQ, and write down the prompt and make sure that you get to work, and best of luck. Please bring your LEQ to class. We will be very briefly going over it with a very quick 5-minute peer review. You will hand those in for credit, and I will be looking at your evidence. That is what I'm looking at this time around, your evidence. So best of luck. Have a great day. Huzzah!